Facebook en Juan Guevara TV, en Instagram y en Twitter en Juan Tech TV. Soy Juan de Dios Guevara, su experto en tecnología. Les agradecemos el favor de su atención y aquí nos vemos y nos escuchamos la próxima semana. Que tenga usted una excelente semana y aquí nos vemos después. La próxima semana, ya lo dije, ni modo, así es. Bye.
Chao.
¿Estás cansado de la inseguridad, la situación económica y de ya sabes quién? ¿Te gustaría salir de México y emigrar a Estados Unidos? Soy Edmundo Treviño y quiero compartir contigo más de 20 años como inmigrante emprendedor en Estados Unidos. Sígueme en todas.
Broadcasting live from Houston, from the space city to the world. You are watching Now Media Television.
Hello and welcome back to Salaam Namaste. Live from the studios of Now Media Television in Houston, this is Saji Salam. This evening we have a very special guest with us, Sandeep Saxena. Many of us have got used to the comforts of living in the United States and corporate America. But how many of you have heard of somebody who gives it all up to go back and live in a tribal village in Madhya Pradesh? How many of you have heard Sandeep's story? In my mind, Sandeep is a true visionary who is looking at ways to transform how we conduct the business of agriculture and the practice of agriculture in India. Sandeep, I would get started with the conversation with Sandeep than me trying to talk more about Sandeep, because I know I cannot do a lot of justice to what he's already done in this space. Welcome to the show, Sandeep.
Hi, good morning, Saji, and good morning, everyone.
Sandeep, it's great to have you on the show. I think we could start from where this all started. Maybe a little bit about your background in corporate America, and prior to that, your education in India, and then we could probably go dig deeper.
Right. So basically, I was born in a rural India, central India, and then after my schooling, I went to Kanpur, IIT Kanpur, and did my chemical engineering. And thereafter, I did my MBA from IIM Lucknow, and then I joined a corporate job with Infosys, then with Cognizant, and then in investments with Franklin Templeton Mutual Funds. So that was my 10-year career, most of it in US. And around that point of time, I started having some questions within myself. Primarily two, you can break it down into two parts. Number one, because a lot of money printing was going on in 2004-5, and they're still doing it. And what I saw was all that money was going into a very destructive kind of economy or ecology. So all the business models were actually taking resources at very cheap cost from the Mother Earth, and most of the business models were around it. And in fact, there was no clue how much energy we are consuming and can we replenish it. So those are questions in my mind, that if we continue printing like that, and if we continue consumption like that and growing it over that whole planet's population, is it sustainable? And I read a lot of books. I read a lot of scientists around in 2005, and it looked to me it was not. So that was a quest. It was in a young mind. It was almost 20 years back. And then uh, I started roaming around. Since India was my native, I started roaming around here a lot. Uh, and then I could relate to that, while the world was progressing, the rivers were shrinking, perennial rivers had become almost monsoon or seasonal rivers. Uh, Lands were getting very polluted with chemicals. So we were actually wasting thousands or, almost million years of assets in a very quick time frame. And once I realized it's not sustainable, then I decided to leave and do something here without knowing what is to be done. So that was my pre 2005 or 6 background, with a surety in mind that money cannot, more money or more money printing cannot solve world's problem, but it will only complicate it, and it will only lead to more and more, unsatisfied survival on the planet. And even, there's no there's no path coming out of it. So 2007, I finally settled in a small village, which was a very tribal village then, and started uh, on my own experiments, that, how on a very small scale on my own farm, that how can we live sustainably. That was a journey which took a few years. So I would break it down theoretically in 4 parts. Number one was a root shock, that I had to harness all that is invisible, or which has come down through traditional knowledge, those, uh, even the farming systems, or even the natural tree systems. We I had to think outside what I had already learned, and that had to be completely at times discarded. Reason being, it was, all our technical knowledge or our financial knowledge or economic knowledge is built on certain premises which don't apply in the natural world. So it took many years to stop using those frameworks, to develop, in fact, even to stop tilling the land like Fukuoka, and then do organic farming. So that's a very tough proposition. We and that proposition requires you to think radically differently. And you have to leave all that, those special seeds. You have to think really about how a seed will go into the soil without tilling. So those kinds of things started, and then I observed over and on a 4 year scale that nature has its own way of helping. So you would leave the seeds, and then you would find birds has started helping. So those things started happening. So that was the second phase of learning, where what are the factors which are going to help you in your journey, which are not easily found in a literate world. I would say literate because they are not found in literatures. And those are traditional knowledges which have not been captured, they are getting lost. They had come intuitively to us. So how do you harness all that thing? So that was another few years of journey. I'll explain to you with a very beautiful example, since it's part of the background. So I was lost at some point of time, and I was traveling. Uh, there were many questions. How does a banyan tree, or a people tree even provide a value? Because it has absolutely no utility for human consumption, right? So how does if you try to convert it into monetary value, it is absolutely zero. I mean, it may be converting oxygen, but no one is paying for it. And that was happening on the ground, because across India they were being cut. They were almost vanishing, and a lot of such species have vanished because we thought they have no value, financial value for us. No wood value, no oxygen. I mean, we don't value oxygen they supply, and no other utility value. And then once in a forest, I found a tree, people tree, and it was loaded with honeycombs, natural honeycombs. And no, natural honeycombs are rare finds. I mean, the world pays a very heavy premium for them. And then I realized this tree does not work alone. It needs a few shrubs around it. It needs fresh water flow around it. It needs an ecosystem. And then what it produces is far more valuable what a farmer or an industrial farming production can do. So that immediately changed my mindset, and I realized no, there is value, but you can't look at it in an isolated manner. So then we started relying on all the knowledge which nature has, but without segregating it in brackets. And that's where we started diverging from organized botanical knowledge, etc. And
Okay.
it started doing wonders. So that was second part of my learning or my journey. While physically we were growing, in the sense, as the discovery was happening, a lot of people started associating with us in mountains, in tribals, etc. They started seeing that we are seeing value which they understand, but the outside economic world or does not understand. But we understand that they can be brought to value. So that was third phase, discovering value at place where the economic world does not, and in places where it does, but it is actually extracting it without regrowing or unsustainably. So and then the next quest started, which is the fourth part, which has brought me to blockchain and this Ganga project, is how do we uncover that value and how do we transmit it back to those who can sustainably manage it, so that see, the simple proposition is we are destroying at a far more greater rate than what all the good people or all those who care on the earth are regrowing at, right?
So,
Even a good person who cares about the earth is consuming far more carbon than actually what they are growing at. So
So,
how do we
Sandeep,
change that equation?
Sandeep, sorry to interrupt.
Right.
But so in terms of the Ganga project's essence of what Ganga project is trying to do is to capture
Yeah.
a lot of the traditional knowledge around agriculture and other local knowledge and codify that so that we also have a repository of all this information that would otherwise be
Right.
lost to the world. Is that kind of the overarching idea behind Ganga?
Yes. So you got it right, but there are multiple stages to it. So right now we are going after the lowest hanging fruits. All the natural assets from Himalayas to the forests. I mean, we have started with India, but it will eventually go abroad. The same model applies everywhere. So all those things which have immediate value and which can be done sustainably. So there are flora in Himalayas which grows on itself, and it has gone out of economic use, but it can be brought back. So all that part is part of Ganga project. And the thing is, it has to be done transparently so that the benefits go back to the last person who is managing that asset, and they are not hidden in the middle layers. So
Okay.
that is the transparency. It's almost unbusiness. So answer is unbusiness and providing them value. So that is first part of it. Subsequently, there is a bigger chunk coming right behind Ganga project, because some governments have approached us and they have actually helped us. There is a lot of repository of knowledge, traditional, natural, healthcare, etc. Those kinds of practices which are going on. So those practices also have a transparent use case or result case. So bringing them forward is the next part. So one part is physical products, consumption products. The next part is the knowledge part of it.
So, Sandeep, to ask you a question there in terms of the end user. So, when you're getting started with Ganga, how do you see the end users interacting with it? What is the use case for the end users here?
Okay, with an example. So let's assume you are eating honey, right? So natural honeys are tree honeys. So tree honeys only happen in an ecology where there's sufficient number of trees and that kind of flora is existing. So end user gets to know. So while we take all the certifications and all the tests which are required, that's a separate part. But at the same time, the complete transparency to the tree honey all the way back to where it is coming from, and then who are the beneficiaries and how much is the distribution of economic benefit all along the chain. So a person knows that, okay, if X amount has been paid, what percentage has actually gone back to the last mile person, with all the transparency that you can connect, you can make your own community, you can directly connect to that person. We are not insecure about it. So that's that level of transparency.
So in a sense, as a consumer of this tree honey, I'll be able to know where exactly this tree honey came from, which farm this tree honey came from,
Right.
and the people who worked on it, and
Yes.
to that level of detail.
Yes, and we would encourage if people direct. I mean, of course, it's a cumbersome thing, but there are few people who would directly want to associate with those communities. So that's why that whole information, the platform does not stand in between.
Okay. So so the end users can then do this across the board. What kind of products do you have available for the end users at this point on Ganga?
Okay, it's an alternate world altogether. So, for example, honey is one. In India, we have a lot of thing called ghee, and then all kinds of fruits, forest fruits. We have jaggery made out of sugarcane. So each region, I mean, pickles, traditionally made pickles, handicrafts. Then along the rivers, we have those potters. So clay utensils, dried leaves, etc. So it's an entire the tea leaves, dried tea leaves, which are not the tea, but they are actually herbs which are growing in different areas. So it's an entirely parallel world of products which are being grown, naturally, not in an industrial way. And then there are processes which are small group processes where they convert, say, a lemon into a pickle. Those kinds, all small enterprise, women enterprises, those kinds of units will also be part of the Ganga project.
So do you see the concern that if these niche communities which are producing these very unique products are not supported, they die away? Is that a concern that you see in rural India?
So unfortunately, all these units have continued to exist because they have become poor man's units. So I mean, a lot of masses are still giving businesses to them, but they have become poor man's units, and that comes with its own cons because the quality has gone down, the processes have gone down, etc. And then there's very little incentive for the generations to remain in that trade. While the products are very good, I mean, they are so authentic that they beat all the industrial products. So they should be at the top of the ladder. Okay, but they have been crowded out of the retail stores, malls, etc. So this is where the thing is. So because we have been working in it for more than a decade. So based on data which we have, we are already selling a lot of things. We know that the moment people discover these products, they are not going back to the other products because the body or the healthcare or well-being itself speaks for it. Apart from all the goodwill, transparency, and that is a separate benefit.
So, so to take this conversation a little further, Sandeep, I think we discussed the blockchain aspect of Ganga, and there's the underlying blockchain here. Could you speak to that a little bit, please?
Yes. So, so while working on it, so we had, as you might understand, we had worked with almost thousands of these small help groups, farmer communities. And the common underlying theme was that there is an opaque layer of market or platforms or e-commerce platforms. And opaqueness was two-sided. I won't blame the platforms alone, but even on the farmer side, I mean, a lot of organic farmers actually are opaque about their own. They don't want to divulge their own details because they are indulging in those practices which will be discovered if they are discovered, right? So while the labels or the certifications are hiding those practices. So and then we realize there's a way, if we put all of this e-commerce connected to blockchain, then the use cases also multiply. In the sense, we talked about tree honey. So tree honey is one single product, and the blockchain is only not only locking that data, but giving that complete chain of hands which are passing down. But it is only also doing one thing. It is also locking the asset. In the sense, if there's a people tree which is responsible for that tree honey, so we know these are 100 trees in an area, and it immediately leads to other use cases, which is like carbon credits on a small scale. So then we realized that uh, trapping all these e-commerce thing on a blockchain is only a starting point. It leads to many other use cases which are beneficial for the person who is managing those kinds of assets. Of course, for the consumer, they get transparency and authenticity and the trust. That's a different thing. But apart from this, it immediately starts bringing real value to those who are managing the sustainable assets.
Sandeep, what stage is your project at right now from a blockchain standpoint?
Okay. So, so there are two parts to blockchain, right? One is the e-commerce platforms, and we took the lead. So we kept blockchain as a separate, because it's a separate technology, it's a separate thing. So one part is e-commerce platforms which feed that data to blockchain, and they are so transparent that there's an interaction between the blockchain and the e-commerce. So that is the Ganga platform. We took a lead because we had this 16-year experience and all kinds of associations which can immediately come on that. And blockchain needed that to start. Otherwise, they would be searching for similar models all over the globe. So we took a lead because we have that massive, footprint already on the e-commerce. We can bring that on e-commerce immediately in next 3 to 6 months. And second part is the blockchain, where all the transactions go to the blockchain, and then blockchain rewards each of the participants, which are the users of those blockchains, with those affiliated tokens. So tokens ultimately hold the value of the assets. I mean, ultimately, if you look at it, like just like shares, the token value should be reflecting all the asset value, natural asset value, which are supporting the e-commerce. So so e-commerce platform, we were moving from an old Aranyani to the Ganga project. That is it's in testing phase. So development has been done over last 1 year. It's in production data loading and the testing phase. That may take around four weeks from here. So it's pretty close. And then we immediately get into transfer all the transactions from old system to this one.
Okay.
And the blockchain part, which is the tokenization, and that is already registered. It's a separate entity formed out of UK. So that is already on an exchange.
So which exchange, could you speak more about the exchange on which this blockchain is listed right now?
Yeah, so the blockchain token is called Green Earth blockchain token, and Green Earth, the token symbol is GBT, and we started with DEX trade to register so that people can, those who start the e-commerce transaction, they can easily have that ease of doing a business here. So it's on Tinyman, which was our test thing. Then we have DEX, which is a public exchange, and then there's again peer-to-peer exchange called Windex. So it is on these three. Next there are a couple. I mean, on our path there are 3 more exchanges, which will happen. Like ultimately, we would want to go all the way to Binance with all the users in hand and all the once the e-commerce is starting. So ultimately, we would like to go to those top 3 to 4 exchanges, but that is still 3 to 4 months off. From here.
So in terms of fundraising, where are you at?
So typically we had, if you look at resources required, right? So the underlying resources are into billions and billions of dollars, because those are forests, etc., which are affiliated to us. So those are already in place, right? So which we didn't have to build. All these communities, etc., are already networked. They understand what is happening on Ganga. So those are already in place to start with. Then comes the part where we build the e-commerce. So that is also we funded on our own.
Okay.
Next is the blockchain investments, where we are reaching a stage where we need to fund it to increase the airdrops, etc. So we are at that last $1 million kind of funding gap, but that gap has been closing. We have 3 to 4 months time to close that gap.
Okay. All right, that's really good to know that, Sandeep. Where can our viewers reach you? Are you on social media, emails, websites? Could you speak to that, please?
Yes. So we have a beautiful website called Aranyani, www.aranyani.in. So that gives a lot of philosophy, forest growing, etc., which was my own work. That was my own journey of growing forest over 6,000 acres in last 16 years. But now because of this community effort, we have graduated beyond forest. We have gone into mountains, we have gone into riverbeds, etc. And that is Ganga Project. The website coming up is www.gangaproject.com. So currently it's in test mode, but within a week it will be in the product. You can see the live website. So it's very close. And then the blockchain is greenearth.ai. That is the website for the blockchain.
Okay, great. So thank you very much, Sandeep, for taking the time. This was a fantastic conversation.
Thank you, sir.
Good luck with what you do, and we'll definitely talk soon. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks again.
Thanks a lot.
We'll be back after a short commercial break.
Oye, Lily dice que AT&T le da a todos las mejores ofertas.
Minus the air quotes.
Las mejores ofertas.
No need to wink. Others say they give everyone a deal, but not everyone gets the best deal.
Te lo dije, aquí las mejores ofertas son para todos con una variedad de planes.
You were right.
Is she always right?
Always.
En AT&T les damos a todos nuestras mejores ofertas en cada smartphone.
As a home or business owner, it can be tough to find a painting company that you can rely on. Look no further. Hi, I'm Courtney Hughes, owner of 360 Painting West Houston, your go-to painting company for residential and commercial needs. 360 Painting's mission is simple. We want to provide you with the highest quality finish and the best painting experience possible. Our company's residential and commercial painting services are founded on 3 core values. First, quality. We ensure the use of premium paints, high-quality finishes, and proven painting methods. Second, professionalism. We are committed to professional and responsive painting services. We coordinate and plan projects around your schedule and will treat your property with the utmost respect. And lastly, customer service. Your satisfaction is our #1 priority. So before laying a single brushstroke, we will make sure that we understand your vision for your home or office, and we'll do all that we can to paint that vision into reality. We strive to complete every project to your specifications, and we ensure professional, accountable, and reliable service from the first brushstroke to the last. So the next time that you need your home or business painted, give us a call for your free estimate at 713-829-1581.
Bienvenidos a Interio Bar Houston, el bar más vibrante de Downtown en la ciudad de Houston. En Interio, la fiesta nunca para. Nuestro DJ de clase mundial te mantendrá bailando toda la noche con la mejor música de hoy y de siempre. Además, aquí encontrarás las mejores bebidas y cócteles. En Interio, nuestro ambiente electrizante y nuestro equipo amigable te asegurarán una noche que nunca olvidarás. Te esperamos de 9:30 a 2 de la mañana, Interio, donde la diversión nunca se detiene.
Hey, are you a small business owner that's struggling to double or triple your revenue and profits? My name is Michael Rager. I'm your business guide with Teach Your Business to Fish. Our success operating system will help you double or triple your profits every 2 to 3 years while actually maintaining some semblance of a home life. Call us at 713-201-5559 and we'll help you become a real success.
En esta era digital, las tarjetas de presentación de negocio son cosa del pasado. De hecho, la mayoría de las personas que las reciben las pierden en cuestión de minutos. La videotarjeta de negocios de Now Media es un video de su negocio especialmente creado por nuestros expertos con toda su información de contacto, los productos y servicios de su negocio y puede ser enviado de manera rápida utilizando su teléfono móvil. Cientos de negocios ya están viendo la diferencia. Llámenos hoy al 832-384-9588.
De la vida, 800-911.
Así debe de ser, siempre sencillo, las cuestiones de economía, finanzas y negocios explicados con peras y manzanas en torno al dinero, lunes a viernes, 10 de la mañana. Now Media, ahí nos vemos.
¿Eres licenciado, ingeniero, abogado o enfermero? ¿Biólogo, agrónomo, veterinario o contador? ¿Administrador, mercadólogo o economista? ¿Te gustaría tener una oportunidad para trabajar de manera remota para empresas estadounidenses o incluso emigrar? En The US Marketer estamos buscando oportunidades para mexicanos con estas carreras. Si quieres aprender más, visita nuestra página para más información.
Tell me, are you looking to sell a house or buy a home? Hi, I'm Michelle Briggs, and your real estate needs are my priority. With over 2 decades worth of experience within the real estate industry, I know I can help. Whether you're selling a house and moving on to the next chapter or buying a home to create generational wealth for your family, I am the realtor for you. Call me now at 713-256-5465 and let me handle all of your real estate needs.
Decide to go about once you realize that, hey, here's a problem and I may have a solution. What was next?
So so I came up with the idea of the straight flow valve in 2009, and the first thing that I need to do is determine whether this was an idea or whether it was a product that would actually work. So the first thing that I did was actually I built a prototype, and in order to build a prototype, I actually did that in my house, in my garage, basically. I bought a small compressor from Ace Hardware, one that you would use in your garage for filling up tires and things like that. I modified the head of the compressor, and I built a prototype valve and put it on the compressor, and I tested it near the AC in my house so that the neighbors would not be worried about the noise, So I would start it up at 8 o'clock in the morning and then switch it off at about 7 in the evening every day. And then I did it for 3.5 months. And this compressor was running at about 3,600 RPM, so much higher than a regular industrial compressor. And so that's the torture test. So after 3.5 months, I took a look at the valves. They looked perfectly good, and then I knew that I had a product. So then I created kind of to test the waters, pretty much. I created a presentation with the value props and what this valve can do. And I sent it out to 3 different companies. And all 3 companies were extremely interested, and they said that they wanted to test it. So now the question was, and one of the companies wanted to actually buy the technology. So at that particular point, I was thinking in terms of license the technology. So I wasn't thinking in terms of developing a company that was actually in the process of day-to-day marketing and selling this company. So I actually talked to this particular company and then created a licensing agreement. But then there were a couple of red flags that came up, which made me decide that was not the right company to do this with, and probably the licensing model has some issues. And so I was encouraged by some friends of mine to actually take a look at it and think of it as a business myself. So, and this is something really important. What I first did was I created a business plan, to see whether this was just a good idea, a hobby, or whether it would actually be a business. But I had the advantage of having looked into something like this at Cameron, so I knew the market opportunity, and then I could create a business plan, and I found that this is something that has a lot of potential. And then I decided to start a company. So all the development work I did was a roof corp, and the design was completely threshed out with Zaroof Corp. And then what I did was I started a new company, Zaroof Valves Inc., where I licensed this technology to Zaroof Valves Inc. in order to commercialize it and sell it within the reciprocating compressor market, this technology. Because check valves can be used in other areas too, but I wanted to focus on reciprocating compressors and this market.
So just to interrupt you, so the intellectual property of this invention is Zaroof Corp is the organization that has the intellectual property around this, and then you license it to Zaroof Valves to commercialize. Is that what it is?
That was how it started, but it didn't end up that way. So that was how it started off. So it was licensed. So the technology, Zaroof Corp was holding IP and licensing it out to Zaroof Valves Inc. So the next step was, these other two companies, they wanted valves, and they chose the biggest compressors to put the valves in. So all of a sudden I had to have valves. Just to give you an idea, so valves for a compressor, there are multiple valves in a single compressor. So it can range anywhere from a set of valves in a compressor for a small compressor can be about $8,000. For a big compressor in a refinery can be more than $300,000 to $400,000 for a set of valves, right? So now I'd raised money to actually start production tooling and everything else. I started, learning how to do this stuff. So I joined the Houston Technology Center, which was an incubating kind of a center where I kind of listened to some other people. I also went to Rice University, where there was a big, there's a session where, people came in and pitched their ideas and to potential investors. And during this session, actually a friend of mine, he was present, and he said, "Hey, why don't you come and talk to us about it?" Okay. So I said, okay. I was a little bit hesitant to talk to my friends about raising money, but I said, okay, fine. And then, in fact, they were the ones who actually put in money to start the company off. And I started up Zaroof Valves Inc., got the first set of prototypes out, got it tested in the two different companies, basically. That's how it started.
Okay. So how did you grow from there? I mean, what does it take to go head to head with some of the large competitors who've been around for over 100 years?
So the money that I raised from the angel investors, it lasted for about two years, and then we started getting requirements for production. We had to grow, we had to hire more people. And so we need more funds. And so that's when, raised more capital. Basically, we had an institutional, like a private equity company come in. And they invested some money into the company in 2013. And again, they put in a second round in 2015. And in 2016, we had a major oil and gas company. As a strategic investor, they came in and put the final round, the C round, in 2016. When you talk about competition, there's one major player, which is an Austrian company which owns about 80% of the market, and their technology is based on a patent which they put in 1880. And the patent, the valve still works based on that patent. And so one of the big challenges that we had to face is, first of all, this valve looks completely different from anything that's out there in the market. So, trying to convince someone who has actually got his job security based on, troubleshooting a set of valves which looks like something totally different, and where he doesn't have to do any repair work or anything of the sort, right? Was challenging, because they're saying that you never get fired for buying an IBM. So you have the same kind of thing. I'm like, so this is a critical equipment that these valves go in, right? And if the compressor shuts down, that means you're losing production, the company's losing a lot of money. So there's a lot of, this is a very risk-averse industry, and so it takes time. So, but the good thing about it is like customers would, the first question they would ask is, okay, tell me how many compressors this runs in. Give me some references. And when you start up, you don't have any references. So that was a challenge in the beginning. So it took about 2 years to actually develop some references. And they would always point to their worst compressor and say, hey, fix this compressor, and if it fixes this compressor, then we'll let you look at the other compressors. And these are the compressors that the 110-year-old companies and all that stuff have been trying to fix for a long time, and they've failed. So we proved ourselves by fixing those compressors, and then we grew up, and then we started expanding into other market segments and things like that. And the good thing is, we are still extremely small compared to these huge behemoths of companies. But they started noticing us, and they started getting a little bit scared, I believe, because what they would do is they would try to prevent us from getting into the market. So if we are talking to a customer, the customer is interested in getting our valves, they would go to them and say, hey, I'll give you a set of valves free, right? So we had to face the competition. But the good thing about our product is that the value proposition is really tangible. Okay. You're saving energy, you're saving, you're extending the runtime and things like that. So a customer, once they see that, they don't, they know where the value is. So they would not change. So.
Oh, wow. It's an amazing story. It's really a game changer in the industry, and good luck with the company, and thanks again for being here and sharing your story.
Thanks, Saji.
Thank you for joining us. We'll be right back after a commercial break.
Oye, Lily dice que AT&T le da a todos las mejores ofertas.
Minus the air quotes.
Las mejores ofertas.
No need to wink. Others say they give everyone a deal, but not everyone gets the best deal.
Te lo dije, aquí las mejores ofertas son para todos con una variedad de planes.
You were right.
Is she always right?
Always.
En AT&T les damos a todos nuestras mejores ofertas en cada smartphone.
Hey, are you a small business owner that's struggling to double or triple your revenue and profits? My name is Michael Rager. I'm your business guide with Teach Your Business to Fish. Our success operating system will help you double or triple your profits every 2 to 3 years while actually maintaining some semblance of a home life. Call us at 713-201-5559 and we'll help you become a real success.
En esta era digital, las tarjetas de presentación de negocio son cosa del pasado. De hecho, la mayoría de las personas que las reciben las pierden en cuestión de minutos. La videotarjeta de negocios de Now Media es un video de su negocio especialmente creado por nuestros expertos con toda su información de contacto, los productos y servicios de su negocio, y puede ser enviado de manera rápida utilizando su teléfono móvil. Cientos de negocios ya están viendo la diferencia. Llámenos hoy al 832-384-9588.
¿Estás cansado de la inseguridad, la situación económica y de ya sabes quién? ¿Te gustaría salir de México y emigrar a Estados Unidos? Soy Edmundo Treviño y quiero compartir contigo más de 20 años como inmigrante emprendedor en Estados Unidos. Sígueme en todas mis redes sociales para que juntos logremos ese gran sueño de emigrar y lograr conquistar el mercado americano.
Hey, Lily says AT&T's giving everyone their best deals.
Minus the air quotes.
Best deals.
No need to wink. Others say they give everyone a deal, but not everyone gets the best deal.
Told you, the best deals are for everyone here, with a choice of plans.
You were right.
Is she always right?
Always.
At AT&T, we give everyone our best deals on every smartphone.
As a home or business owner, it can be tough to find a painting company that you can rely on. Look no further. Hi, I'm Courtney Hughes, owner of 360 Painting West Houston, your go-to painting company for residential and commercial needs. 360 Painting's mission is simple. We want to provide you with the highest quality finish and the best painting experience possible. Our company's residential and commercial painting services are founded on 3 core values. First, quality. We ensure the use of premium paints, high quality finishes, and proven painting methods. Second, professionalism. We are committed to professional and responsive painting services. We coordinate and plan projects around your schedule and will treat your property with the utmost respect. And lastly, customer service. Your satisfaction is our #1 priority. So before laying a single brushstroke, we will make sure that we understand your vision for your home or office, and we'll do all that we can to paint that vision into reality. We strive to complete every project to your specifications, and we ensure professional, accountable, and reliable service from the first brushstroke to the last. So the next time that you need your home or business painted, give us a call for your free estimate at 713-829-1581.
Welcome back to Salaam Namaste. In this segment, we'll be talking about some of the other aspects of superstars that you don't see. For instance, Shah Rukh Khan was hurt recently while shooting in Los Angeles. And this is not the first time that Shah Rukh Khan was injured during a movie shoot. So let's roll and learn more about some of the concerns and issues that superstars have to face while making a living.
Actor Shah Rukh Khan has reportedly met with an accident while filming one of his projects in Los Angeles. According to a recent report, he underwent surgery in the United States following the incident. Photos of SRK with a bandage on his nose were circulated, indicating the injury he sustained. Fortunately, Shah Rukh Khan has returned to India and is currently recuperating at home. Sources informed that Shah Rukh Khan was shooting in Los Angeles for a project and he ended up hurting his nose. He began bleeding and was immediately rushed to a hospital. His team was informed by the doctors that there was nothing to worry and that Shah Rukh Khan would need to undergo a minor surgery to stop the bleeding. Post the operation, SRK was spotted with a bandage on his nose. Shah Rukh Khan is now back in the country, recuperating at home. Prompt medical action was sought and Shah Rukh Khan was swiftly taken to a nearby hospital for treatment. Fortunately, the doctors assured the team that there was no cause for major concern, but a minor surgical procedure was necessary to stop the bleeding. This is not the first time that Shah Rukh Khan has been hurt. A few years ago, Shah Rukh Khan underwent a minor shoulder surgery. The actor might be used to visiting the hospital and hence taking all of it with a pinch of laughter, but his struggle with injuries is nothing new. In fact, Shah Rukh Khan had a long struggle with various injuries, including his left shoulder. No one can guess Shah Rukh Khan's fight with all the pain, but the actor doesn't give us an impression of his own physical suffering. When he dances, romances, and even does action. Shah Rukh Khan had his first major injury on the sets of Yash Chopra's Dar at Mumbai's Film City. The actor was supposed to jump on Anupam Kher, who was sitting on a sofa. However, when Shah Rukh Khan jumped, Anupam lifted his left leg accidentally. Shah Rukh Khan was injured badly, fracturing his 3 ribs and left ankle. The actor accidentally injured his right toe during an action sequence in 1993. However, the injury worsened by the time he started shooting for his film My Name is Khan. The actor reportedly badly injured his right toe all over again on the sets of the Karan Johar film. Shah Rukh Khan used Madhuri Dixit's dupatta to ease his pain from a knee surgery. Few people know that Shah Rukh Khan also had suffered an injury on the sets of Rakesh Roshan's film Koila. The audience might well remember him dancing with the dupatta tied to his knee. However, it wasn't for any style purpose. Shah Rukh was trying to ease his pain due to a knee injury. Since the film was being shot in Arunachal Pradesh at that time, Shah Rukh continued shooting despite the pain. Otherwise, the makers would have suffered heavy losses. Shah Rukh Khan's back injury while shooting Boni Kapoor's film Shakti. Most of us do remember Shah Rukh Khan's famous item song Ishq Kameena from Boni Kapoor's film Shakti. However, not many know that the actor suffered a back injury. Shah Rukh also suffered from left shoulder injury for the first time. Shah Rukh injured his left shoulder for the first time during the shooting of an action scene in Dulha Mil Gaya. That was in the year 2007. The actor injured the same shoulder during the shooting of the film My Name is Khan in 2008. However, he didn't treat the injury immediately and waited for the shooting to get over. Shah Rukh Khan's left knee injury that occurred during Koila worsened when the actor was shooting for his home production Ravan. The actor went for the minimal invasive surgery to ease his pain. Shah Rukh Khan finally underwent shoulder surgery in 2013. The actor got badly hurt during the shooting of Rohit Shetty's film Chennai Express. Shah Rukh Khan finally underwent a shoulder surgery following this accident. He was treated in London. Shah Rukh Khan also suffered minor injuries on the sets of his film Happy New Year while shooting for a dance sequence. He was immediately rushed to Nanavati Hospital. Shah Rukh underwent an arthroscopic surgery on his left knee. As we told you earlier, the actor has been suffering from his injured left knee for quite some time now. The actor finally underwent an arthroscopic surgery on his left knee after suffering from continuous swelling and pain, and finally a minor surgery of his left shoulder. Shah Rukh Khan once had a minor follow-up surgery on his left shoulder. They marked his right hand so that they don't make the mistake of operating on the wrong shoulder as well. She was a model and an influencer. Soon Avneet Kaur formed her bearings and became an internet sensation. Avneet Kaur was then cast in a couple of films in secondary roles before she bagged the title role of Tiku opposite Nawazuddin Siddiqui in the film Tiku with Sheru, which released recently on an OTT platform. Nawaz played Sheru in the film produced by Kangana Ranaut. Kangana was initially to play Tiku many years ago, but the film was shelved back then.
I can literally hear my heartbeat till here and बहुत ही स्पेशल है मेरे लिए और मैं अभी बस रो ही रही थी जब मैंने ट्रेलर देखा एंड जस्ट टू से दैट ये मेरा डेब्यू है, मेरी पहली फिल्म है और मेरी पहली फिल्म ही मुझे नवाज सर और कंगना मैम के साथ मिली. ये बहुत ही बड़ी चीज़ थी मेरे लिए. सो व्हेन आई गॉट टू नो अबाउट दिस प्रोजेक्ट एंड व्हेन मैम चोज मी एज हर टीकू, that was so special for me and I just wanted to prove that I can do justice to this character because I know that Tiku is so close to her heart. This film, this script, this story is so close to her heart, जैसे मैम ने बोला. तो I just wanted to do justice and नवाज सर के साथ मतलब उनके साथ स्क्रीन शेयर करना बहुत ही ज़्यादा नर्वस थी मैं जब पहली बार हम लोगों ने सीन दिया और आई थिंक वो वाली नर्वसनेस आज भी मुझे फील हो रही है.
Avneet is on cloud 9 because she feels blessed to have been given a chance like this to star in a film by Kangana Ranaut which stars Nawazuddin Siddiqui as her co-star. It is but natural that the young actress got very emotional talking about the film.
Thank you बोलना चाहूँगी कंगना मैम को and नवाज सर को कि they chose me and मैम ने मुझे अपॉर्चुनिटी दी क्योंकि बहुत ही मुश्किल होता है. I have really done a lot of hard work, but she treated me like her own and that was very special to me. I was very nervous and she was there in each and every scene. I remember हमने एक scene साथ में बैठ के rehearse किया है मैंने मैम के साथ.
Avneet also elucidates the preparation for the role with the aid of Kangana, who sat with her for multiple sessions to get her prepared for the role. Avneet explains how the national award-winning Kangana helped her prepare for each scene and how she was made to watch a lot of movies as well to get into character.
सारे script readings किए, workshops किए and with sir and ma'am and I had gained a little bit of weight in that time and बहुत सारे movies देखे मैंने as ma'am said और I think main तो यही था कि मैंने ma'am के साथ जो rehearse किए थे scenes what I had rehearsed with her She really made me feel very comfortable on set because obviously I was very nervous. But rehearsing with her, getting her acting skills, because I've been like watching her like since a very long time, and I've loved her films. I love her acting, how effortless she is.
Avneet says that every scene in the film was a tough one, but then they passed off rather easily due to the cooperation she got from the team. The actress is just too excited.
All of the scenes, I think, they were very challenging, and we've done there are a lot of layers, as ma'am said, to the character, and but I had a fun time. I was very comfortable on set, and I felt really comfortable around Navaso and ma'am.
Avneet will next be seen in a dog romance film called Bruni, where she plays an important role along with many dogs. She is now expecting more films to be released and has a few more announcements coming up.
That was a great segment this evening. I hope you enjoyed the inspirational interviews from Sandeep and Zaruf, and we'll be back with more next week.
This has been a Now Media television feature presentation. All rights reserved.
Hey, Lily says AT&T is giving everyone their best deals.
Minus the air quotes.
Best deals.
No need to wink. Others say they give everyone a deal, but not everyone gets the best deal.
Told you, the best deals are for everyone here, with a choice of plans.
You were right.
Is she always right?
Always.
At AT&T, we give everyone our best deals on every smartphone.
Hey, Lily says AT&T is giving everyone their best deals.
Minus the air quotes.
Best deals.
No need to wink. Others say they give everyone a deal, but not everyone gets the best deal.
Told you, the best deals are for everyone here, with a choice of plans.
You were right.
Is she always right?
Always.
At AT&T, we give everyone our best deals on every smartphone.
As a home or business owner, it can be tough to find a painting company that you can rely on. Look no further. Hi, I'm Courtney Hughes, owner of 360 Painting West Houston, your go-to painting company for residential and commercial needs. 360 Painting's mission is simple. We want to provide you with the highest quality finish and the best painting experience possible. Our company's residential and commercial painting services are founded on 3 core values. First, quality. We ensure the use of premium paints, high-quality finishes, and proven painting methods. Second, professionalism. We are committed to professional and responsive painting services. We coordinate and plan projects around your schedule and will treat your property with the utmost respect. And lastly, customer service. Your satisfaction is our #1 priority. So before laying a single brushstroke, we will make sure that we understand your vision for your home or office, and we'll do all that we can to paint that vision into reality. We strive to complete every project to your specifications, and we ensure professional, accountable, and reliable service from the first brushstroke to the last. So the next time that you need your home or business painted, give us a call for your free estimate at 713-829-1581.
En esta era digital, las tarjetas de presentación de negocio son cosa del pasado. De hecho, la mayoría de las personas que las reciben las pierden en cuestión de minutos. La videotarjeta de negocios de Now Media es un video de su negocio especialmente creado por nuestros expertos con toda su información de contacto, los productos y servicios de su negocio, y puede ser enviado de manera rápida utilizando su teléfono móvil. Cientos de negocios ya están viendo la diferencia. Llámenos hoy al 832-384-9588.
Hey, Lily says AT&T is giving everyone their best deals.
Minus the air quotes.
Best deals.
No need to wink. Others say they give everyone a deal, but not everyone gets the best deal.
Told you, the best deals are for everyone here, with a choice of plans.
You were right.
Is she always right?
Always.
At AT&T, we give everyone our best deals on every smartphone.
As a home or business owner, it can be tough to find a painting company that you can rely on. Look no further. Hi, I'm Courtney Hughes, owner of 360 Painting West Houston, your go-to painting company for residential and commercial needs. 360 Painting's mission is simple. We want to provide you with the highest quality finish and the best painting experience possible. Our company's residential and commercial painting services are founded on 3 core values. First, quality. We ensure the use of premium paints, high quality finishes, and proven painting methods. Second, professionalism. We are committed to professional and responsive painting services. We coordinate and plan projects around your schedule and will treat your property with the utmost respect. And lastly, customer service. Your satisfaction is our #1 priority. So before laying a single brushstroke, we will make sure that we understand your vision for your home or office, and we'll do all that we can to paint that vision into reality. We strive to complete every project to your specifications, and we ensure professional, accountable, and reliable service from the first brushstroke to the last. So the next time that you need your home or business painted, give us a call for your free estimate at 713-829-1581.
¿Quieres que tu negocio crezca y todo parece indicar que el camino es Estados Unidos? ¿Te dijeron que abras una LLC